All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to my channel. So today we'll be deck teching Esper Doom, version 2, I guess. So here we go. It's the Yorn version, so 80 cards. I guess it's you're less likely to be milled, even though against rogues you really never get milled. But I think the Yorn version might be the best version, just because of Esper Dance and you get access to more enchantments. But I could see a 60 card version being good anyways. Alright, so before we get into this deck, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe down below, hit the like button, I guess, at the end if you like it. So what we're doing first is we're going to do the deck tech first, go into the matches, and then at the end of the matches, towards the end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and do like my final thought analysis on it. So anything I feel like I need to change or alter, I will do it there. But yeah, if you haven't hit subscribe, make sure to hit subscribe. I do videos weekly. All right, so let's get into the deck tech. All right, so Charming Prince, it's good because it allows you to scry. Other than that, it doesn't really do much. The little interaction that maybe you don't realize is that it can exile Yorin, and then Yorin can come back into play, exile Charming Prince, and exile these enchantments. So technically with these two, you can infinitely exile your cards and bring them back. So that's a little side effect that you can do, but most of the part you're using it to gain life because you're taking damage here, or you're scrying because you need some cards. But like I said, there's that opportunity where you can hit both of them and you can just keep doing its effect back and forth. Glass Casket, obviously you need early removals. It's an enchantment artifact that you could blank, that you could bring back. The Birth of Meltas, it's a good way to get your lands out of the graveyard. It's an enchantment, gains you life, create an 0/4 body. Once again, Dance the Man, so you can blink it. Obviously, Omen in the Sea draws you cards, scries you. You can Yorn it. You can bring it back with Dance in the Man, so you can sack it to scry again. Maze Mind Tome is good because, once again, most of these enchantments and artifacts are there because of Dance in the Man's, on top of already having its value. Maze of the Tome is great. Scries, draws you cards, it gains you life at the end. Dance in the Mantis is the win condition here. You bring them back all your artifacts and enchantments. They become 4/4s, and you can attack through. Elspeth Nightmare is good right now because of the rogue decks. Most of their creatures are, except for, I guess, the Lurus, it kills almost every single creature in the rogue deck except for Lurus. Against the Rakdos decks, it hits every single creature except for the Cruxa. On top of the other effects where it gets a card out of their hand, it exiles a graveyard, so it's good against those decks. Treacherous Blessings, your draw power. This might be too much. 4, I'm trying it at 4 to see how it works, but this could be maybe a 3 of instead, and maybe you want to put some like instant speed removal, or like maybe some main deck other cards, but this is, I can see, go down to 3, maybe even 2. Elspeth's a little way to gain life. It's a way to escape against rogues in the main deck. Shatter and Extinction, I split them 2/2. Sometimes Extinction's better, sometimes Shatter's better. Obviously Extinction, you either call out odd or even. Sometimes that doesn't necessarily work. You need to destroy everything. Obviously on the downside of Shatter is they get to draw a card if they have a power 4 or greater. Doom Foretold, it gets the engine going, makes you sacking, sets up Dance of the Mans. Elspeth's Conqueror's Death. I'm trying 3. You can easily do this at 2, I would say. Maybe 2 might be better. 3 is kind of high, especially since the curve for most of the decks right now are low. So 3 might be too much. Yorin, once again, it helps blink all your cards. Shark Typhoon ×4 is obviously good. Cycles, creates a body, draws a card. Amaria, it's a way to have your land and another win condition late game. One of these, just in case, you could draw. The lands are pretty basic, Cat 1 castles, basic lands, because you can search them out with Fable Passage. Those are the lands, basically. There's nothing special about the lands, Sideboard, you got a little more cheap interaction removal. You have Cling to the Dust against rogues, so you can escape and keep your graveyard low, so that way their cards are more expensive and they can't counter your stuff. Essence Scatter, way to counter creatures, early cheap counter, negate against control decks and stuff, whatnot. Mystical Dispute, once again, against controls and stuff. Archon is against creature-based aggro decks. Since you run so many enchantments, you cast in, and when you cast your enchantments, you create a bunch of 2/2s. Shatter is another way to destroy stuff. If anything I would change in the side deck would probably be, I would maybe actually cut the negate, one shatter, and maybe do 2 duresses actually instead. That might be a little better, because you might need a little more game against control decks. Their control is making kind of a more of an impact here now in the format. So, but that's the deck. So let's go and get into the games. Let's see how it works. So far I'm 1-0 with the deck. Let's see how the rest of the deck ends up being. I had a pretty good run with blue-black control yesterday. If you want to see that deck, I gave out deck tech on it earlier, so go ahead and check out that video. I went 8-1 with it yesterday, so not bad. Alright, so this hand I'll keep. It has spells, it has lands, it has removal, it has the card. I'm going to scry just to see what I can hit maybe. That's a turn 3 play, I'll keep that. Now I have a turn 2, turn 3 play, turn 4 play. This is going to kind of suck because I technically don't have my 4th mana untapped. So turn 2, I'll play the island, play Charming Prince to scry. Turn 3, I'll play Treacherous Blessing. It's going to be tough because you're going to have to shock yourself. So you're going to take 3 damage there, and then you're going to take a damage when you play Doom Foretold because Treacherous Blessing will be in play, but it gets my action live. So he has a blue mana, so what does that mean? So if he has a blue mana, does that mean Nightmare might be good here? I think so. I'm going to leave the Nightmare on top. I don't know if he's like revealing a blue. He could either be control or he could be rogues. All right, let's try attacking. See what happens first. So what are you playing? Double blue. So if I shock, play that, draw 3. All right. I'm gonna shock this and just play out the blessing. Let's see if it resolves. Not sure it will. Oh, okay, I guess it did. Fanatic. So maybe it's a control deck and he just doesn't have the blue yet. Because usually that indicates either rogues or control. Could be just a rogue deck. So, Alright, so we're going to put this on... What should we put this? Should we put this on blue since we have black and whites here? Alright, let me try attacking first, see what happens. Okay, so he's taking the damage. Once he cracks this, I guess it gives away his deck, so we're going to put this on blue, I guess. And we're just going to play the... Problem with playing Doom Foretold here is then this stays in play for some time. So I'm wondering if I should have played this out actually and played the Nightmare, but now I played my land, I'm going to play the Doom Foretold instead. Should have played this tapped and played this. So that way I mean I won't pick off a creature from him, but I will get to see his hand and find out what kind of deck he's playing. Alright, so he's either, I'm assuming he's control, but yeah, he looks like he's control. Because Rogues doesn't play Shark Typhoon, so... Blood Chief, okay. Alright, let's try attacking first. So I think I'm just gonna play this and play this at instant speed. So this is kind of a useless card against. If he flashes a rogue, that would be kind of interesting, because I haven't seen a shark deck with that, but... Or I haven't seen a rogue deck with that, I should say. That's fine. Alright, so we're going to flash this in. We're going to take one, but it's fine. Alright, Charming Prince, I guess, is fine. I can gain life with it. It's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's another nightmare, so I have 1, 2, 3. So I could play both of them out. I don't have the mana to play them both out. Alright, so let's play this out. Let's see if this resolves. So we get to kill this. Let's attack for 2. So my hand's kind of like stacked in a sense, where I have so many cards that I don't need another one of those. I have one in my hand, I have one in the graveyard. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna gain life here, just so I can keep my life total high, because Treacherous Blessing is doing some damage to me. Interesting. He went for the... So I guess he maybe has a kill spell? Alright, so I'm gonna gain 3 life. Yep, so of course he had the kill spell, because otherwise he would just pay the 2 mana to draw a card. So he's blue-black control. Okay. So this card's useless against him. How many enchantments? I only have a Doom Foretold. This would be number 2. Alright, so now I get to see his hand. So that's going to be good. Yep. He has 4 cards in hand. Let's see what you have. So I don't care about Essence Scatter. I don't care about Heartless Hag. Shark Typhoon allows him to draw, and then Ashiok is technically his win condition. So I think I'm going to take the Ashiok here. I could take the Scatter and then cast Yorin. I think that might be better, actually. Take the Scatter, cast Yorin, and I'll be able to blink all 3 of them. Yeah, let's do that. Alright. So we're going to cast Yorin. And we get to reuse this and discard another card out of his hand. So blink those 3. Put that into play, tapped. Comes back, I'm going to draw 4 cards, so I'm going to have to discard to the hand size. Yep. So now I wonder if he's going to do... Let's see what effect he's going to... I don't need either one of these. I'm looking for Elspeth Conqueror's Death, I guess, but that's a no-go. So, let's see. Thinking I'm gonna discard this just so I could dance it back to from my graveyard anyways. I have 2 enchantments currently. This way I have 2 Dance-in-the-Mances in my hand, so it sets it up a little better. So if he doesn't play Elspeth here, I get to take it out of his hand this time again. If he does play Elspeth, or not Elspeth, I should say Ashiok. I'm thinking Elspeth because I'm looking for Elspeth Conqueror's Death. If he doesn't play Ashiok, I get to take it out of his hand. If he does play Ashiok, I get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I get to Dance-in-the-Mance for 6, bring back those 2. And then the Doom... Ooh, he went for a hard cast out, but Shark Typhoon. So I guess I'll take his Ashiok. Alright, so he went for a hard cast here, huh? 6. Interesting. Should I just hardcast my Typhoon then? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I said, I could dance in the man, so I could bring this back and this, but nothing really valuable there. So I think I'm just gonna play Shark Typhoon here. Let's both have Shark Typhoon out and go that way. Let's scry. One to the bottom. I have enough cards right now. I don't think I need Maze Mind Tome. It does give me a draw power, so that's good, but it doesn't do much beyond that. Okay, so he's drawn a card. It did auto tap, you know, the blue mana for him, but I get to exile his graveyard, so if he draws future ones of these, it doesn't do much anymore. And now everything I pretty much cast, out he has Cling to Dust, okay. Oh, he took Doom Foretold. Well, I get to exile his graveyard, so Cling to Dust gets exiled now. Let's exile your graveyard. Alright, so we cast this. Create a 3/3, kills this. Let us return this. I am going to play this out so I can sack this at end step. So that way I could sack it, and then that way Dance in the Mance becomes better. Obviously I could Yorin this also. So let's activate. Alright, so he's conceding. Okay, so it's control, blue-black control. Alright, so let's change the view. So I don't think I need the shatters or the execution. Don't think I need the caskets here. So bring in 3 disputes, bring in a negate. I guess I just bring in 3 of these, right? Win conditions. I could also bring in Cling to Dust actually. Exile some of his graveyard, but I already have something that exiles his graveyard. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. See, this is where having Duress in the sideboard would have helped actually, but alright, we'll run it. Having Duress here would have helped out a lot. But, you know, you find that stuff out while you play. And that's where I kind of figured game one. After game one, or my match one, it looked like I needed it, but we'll see after today's run. We'll see what happens. All right. So his deck is gonna get better after sideboard. I cannot keep this. It's way too late and doesn't do anything. Okay. Kind of sucks I don't have a blue mana. But I guess that's... So scry. Play this turn 2. Play this to scry. So scry. I do need blue mana. Do need blue mana. So there's not going to be a 1 mana blue counter to the Prince, so don't have to worry about that. Alright, so play the Swamp, play the Prince. Let's do some scrying. Mystical Dispute, and that I do not need. I'm looking for a blue mana right now, so I'm just going to bottom both. Could play the castle, play Treacherous Blessing if he doesn't have a counter spell. If he does, well. So that's the only unplayable card currently. Let's see if he'll have the counter spell though. So he could have another one. If he played this, he could have another one. But I guess I drew another one of these anyways. So let's attack first. See if he'll kill it. Guess not. So he's going to counter this, because if you play this tapped, that means he has another one in his hand. Or I guess he has a negate. Sure. Well, which is fine. So I'm going to play this tapped. I need a land. I need a blue land, I should say. Alright, let's try it again. It doesn't work once. Nope, doesn't work twice. Alright, so I'm just going to play this out. I probably should have played this out, but I want to use this for cycle since my hand is not that great anyways. Alright, so I drew Doom Foretold. I still need... Alright, let's go combat. He misses land, so that kind of helps me. Alright, let's see. Is he going to counter that? He's not going to counter that. Alright, now I'm just going to play this out. He's going to draw 2. Maybe I do need to bring in the Cling to Dust here, just because of these. Still no blue mana. It's like I'm playing black-white. Still no blue mana. Alright, so let's go to combat. If he does that, I don't think he will. I think he's just going to take the 4 here. I don't think he's going to cycle Shark Typhoon. So my thinking here is I can either return this, but I don't think I want to. I'm gonna put this on, I have 1, 2, 3 white men. I'm gonna put this on black. So I was gonna do this, bring it to my hand, but I'd rather do one of the castles instead. Yeah, see, he would do that at end step just because he doesn't want to leave his shields open. So I'm thinking I'm gonna just do one of the castles at end step instead. It's not going to attack. All right, so I'm gonna do the draw castle. Still looking for blue mana though. The longer it goes, the worse it gets for me. All right, let's see what happens. Well, the longer it goes without blue mana, I guess I should say. Yep, most likely going to be countered. Makes sense. All right, so we're going to put this on white. Let's go ahead and return this to my hand. It's not worth attacking here because I hit him for 2 damage. He eats up one of my creatures. It's not worth it. He's going to kill something, and there you go. So he was going to bounce something anyways, so I would have just lost everything. So he's used neutralize, neutralize, negate. Now he's going to attack. So maybe he has another Shark Typhoon. There's the blue mana, but it's very, very late. Alright, let's see what happens, I guess. Interesting. Did you just like run out of count? I technically need this because I have 2 blue cards in my hand, so it kind of sucks, but I have to keep it. Alright, so here's the interaction that I was talking about, but I don't have anything in place for it to keep going off. So is it better just to gain some life here? Because if I blink this, he's going to flash this in and hit me for 6, so I go to 9. So go to 9. If he holds up counter spells, that could be bad. Alright, I'm just going to do it anyways. Oh, he has a removal spell. So I guess he's going to flash probably the Brazen, or maybe he has another shark. Oh, he has another shark. So he's going to create a bigger shark. So I take 8 here, go to 7. Okay, maybe I go to 10 instead. Okay, comes back. So I'm gonna blink, obviously this. There's his removal that I knew about. Alright, so let's put this on blue, obviously. I guess let's play this. Gotta make sure it doesn't tap all my blue sources, though. I can only play 1 of the blue cards, though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. So I guess it doesn't matter what it taps. Let's see what he has. He has another one. Alright, I guess we'll counter that. Just because I need the 4/4s in play. And this guy's coming back anyways, so I'm going to scry 2. Keep the Doom Foretold here. It doesn't get rid of the Shark Typhoons, but it does create a body for me, gains me life, and draws me a card while making them discard. He's used 3 neutralizes now, so unless he has like negates in his hand, I should be fine. So he has a Cling, I guess? Okay. Ugh, that's kind of bad. That's actually... Well, it is and it isn't. It is because he gets to attack me for 5. Oh, and he got rid of the last card in my hand too. Yep, that makes sense. Alright, well then we're doing Doom Foretold. No attacks, go ahead. Make you sack the Ashiok. Oh, you could flash it in actually, yeah. That's fine. Still sucks that. Not having the blue mana really hurt. Really hurt. So I would attack with 5 if I was him, but that's just me. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna draw a card though. That's not a good card to draw though. We're gonna sack this, because I can still create a token through that. So what do I have in here? I have 2 Treacherous Blessings. That doesn't do anything. I could hold this back to cycle. Cling to the Dust, getting rid of my Doom Foretold, and then that, getting rid of that. That kind of... Alright. I could play Dance of the Mans here. No attacks. Might as well. I mean, he gets rid of one of them, though. So was it worth it, is the question. For 1. Alright, we'll do it. So 3. So you could get rid of one of them with Cling, but I still get to draw 3 cards. And then I'm going to be able to get rid of his Ashiok with Doom Foretold. The other thing I could have done here was make it a higher cost so that they become 4/4s. But if he has a Mystical Dispute, then that kind of ruins my plan. Yep. Resolves. Get to get 1 at least. Okay, okay. So let's cast this. Take 1. Guess I'm gonna play this as my land now. Make you sack your Ashiok, unless you have another Brazen Borrower, I guess. Just trying to draw into Brazen Borrower, I guess, maybe. Nope, he didn't have it. Okay. So I get to play this and play this. I'm gonna sack this for Doom Foretold, obviously. He has a lot of cards in his hand, though. And this is where not having the blue there early was very bad. But let's see if we could pull out of it. Okay, so it gets rid of that. So that kind of sucks because I was going to create a 2/2 out of it. But it's not the end of the world. Alright, so we're sacking Treacherous Blessing here. That way I don't take any more damage. That's a good draw. Alright, let's try playing it out and see what happens. Worst case scenario, he counters that, I play Charming Prince, and I don't have enough mana to use the castle here. Is this a cast trigger or come into play? Enters the battlefield. So, alright. So we're going to take that, obviously, but that's all we need to really take. Let's play Charming Prince. I'm going to use the life gain here because I'm at 8, so I have to be careful about that. And I'm just going to pass to him. He's going to Doom Foretold is going to trigger, make him no attacks. I get to draw a card. Question is, sure. I think I want to draw here first, so that way, yeah. So I'm going to draw, so I only take 1 here rather than taking 2. Because I'm going to draw a card off Doom Foretold, so I'd rather take 1 damage than take 2 damage. Drew 2 lands from it, though. It's kind of bad. So he's at 6. This is going to pick off a spell out of his hand. I could have also created the 1/1. So if he blocks this, block this, take 2, 4, 6, 7. 7's not lethal. And he can exile creatures from my graveyard, so technically he has life to spare. Alright, let's see what you got. How much mana do you have? So he has 1 open mana. So Essence Scatter doesn't matter because I'm going to play my creature out anyways right now. So I'm going to take this. Okay, let's see. So he blocks this, blocks this, blocks this. He takes 4. Okay, so he's taking 4. I'll keep that on top. Question is, what is he gonna block? So if I attack with everything, takes 4, he goes down to 2. I think he's just gonna block. Question is, does he want to block and trade off with the 3-4, or does he want to? That's fine. We're just attacking with everything. So I'm thinking he's gonna trade off the 5-5 to that. Yep. Might have not been the best. All right, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna draw a card. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're gonna play this, so I get the trigger and create another 2/2 out of it. Don't need either one of these. I already played my land. Kind of sucks. If I would have played this land, it would have been better. But oh my gosh, drew another land. So I bring him down to 2. If I don't play any cards, he can't do anything. So he's gonna scry here. Obviously, he's gonna create. He's gonna create at least one effect and gain some life. So if I were to play that scry land, I would have played the basic land. I would have been able to play Yorin to blink these two. So that would have been better, but it's okay. It's okay. So he has double Essence Scatter. Let's see what he can do with that. He can't gain life here, so he's just gonna scry. Yep. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 open mana. So he can't do double Cling to Dust. That's kind of good. Create some another body as well. So he's gonna Cling to Dust here, create another body on top of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's gonna be left open with a Essence Scatter. Question is he going to? Yep. That's been really good for him. So I'm gonna put a stop here so I could use the Omen. Alright, so let's go ahead and activate. So ooh, they're actually both good. I'm gonna keep them both on top. If he doesn't have another spell in his hand, that's game. So exile your graveyard. No more Cling to Dust for you. Alright, so we're gonna play this, and we're gonna play this, get rid of one of the sharks. See if it'll be lethal. Get rid of one of the sharks. Alright, let's go to combat. See if it's lethal or not. Does he have a 2-mana spell? Guess he has a kill spell. Oh, he has a Brazen Borrower. Yep. So he does have a kill spell. Well, he leaves himself untapped here, so now I can cast Yorin. Sure. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This costs 4, so it leaves me with 5 mana, so I wouldn't be able to do that. So would I be able to do? This costs 4, right? Yeah, it costs 4. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna blink the Elspeth's Nightmares. So I go get rid of this again, and then I get to draw a card at the end step. He's just living, little by little. He's just living. That Shark Typhoon, or the Cling, is what did it in. Cling to Dust was very MVP for him. It's exiled 2 Doom Foretold's. He's getting aggressive now. All right, no blocks. Alright, we're gonna draw, lose 2 life. Alright, let's see what's in his hand. Oh, nice. Doom Foretold. I guess we'll just get rid of this. Alright, what do I need? I guess I'll need a blue mana, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, doesn't matter. Alright, so we'll cast Shark Typhoon. I'm just going to strand the Essence Scatters in his hand at the moment. He can flash this in and double block, which is fine. At his upkeep, he's going to have to sacrifice something, so I guess he'll just sacrifice the... Alright, that's fine. He can't activate the castle because he has 2 cards in his hand. So at his upkeep, he's going to have to sacrifice either Tome or Typhoon. Most likely Tome. Yep. Shark Typhoon is doing some damage now to me. First, let's Cling to Dust. Alright, so we're sacking this, obviously. Otherwise, that would be bad not to sack that. Alright, so it's a cast trigger, so I get to create a 3/3 now. Leaves me open with castle and the 2 castles open. So I don't have to attack here. And then Doom Foretold is going to make him sack the Shark Typhoon. Now you have to give up the Shark Typhoon. And I can use both the castles. Yep, there it is. That is game. Alright, so that was easy. I played this in, what was it? So my score is 2-0 in ranked, but it is, I 5-1 the event, the standard traditional event, whatever it's called. Alright, so here's the deck. So let's see what the deck is about. Okay, so as I mentioned, this did kind of get in the way a little bit because I was losing a lot of life. So this could be a card that you can cut by 1. That was very like MVP in a sense against his deck because I was picking off good cards. I was killing creatures, exiling the graveyard because the Cling to Dust was very good. So that's good. I would keep all this the same. This I would cut maybe by 1. I didn't draw this, so I don't know how that works. This is against the, what's it called matchup anyways, the Rogue matchup. The rest of the stuff, same with this. I don't know how, obviously if I would have drew it, it would have been good there, but I didn't draw it, so I don't know how it's going to be. But, so I would cut maybe 1 and 1. I would cut the Essence Scatter. It just seems like it didn't do much. Maybe cut 1 of the Shatter and put maybe 2 Duresses in the sideboard. And then in the main board, maybe you can even play, there's a card called Flicker. So you can play this card called Flicker. And you can, what's called flick or exile your creature or enchantment so they trigger again. So you could do this. Or just straight put Heartless Axe. Or, eliminates in there in place of this and this. So that way you have a little more removal. But yeah, that's a deck. Hopefully you guys, if you guys try it out, hopefully you guys do well with it. Once again, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, drop some comments down below. In the description of the video, I'll have the link to the deck list, to my Twitch, to my, because I'm streaming this while I'm recording this, so I'll have the link to my Twitch, to my Facebook, Twitter, just to subscribe. And I'll also have the link to the deck list, so you can go to Stream Decker and see the deck list. But thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys again. I will be putting weekly videos. So